Milk,
Yeah?
we get a question all the time.
What's that?
How do we access YouTube since YouTube is blocked in China? How do we upload to YouTube?
We're magic. Everyone actually, it's weird because I feel like we've mentioned this 5,000 billion times.
Yeah.
Yet people still every single day ask it. And I get one of the reasons is probably because we have a lot of new subscribers.
Yeah,
all
I'm
the
sure
time.
it's the new guys. They're coming in, they're like, wait, isn't YouTube blocked in China?
It's like one of the first things you hear about China. If you're having a conversation about China, you're watching the news about China, it's that stuff is blocked on the internet. And
Yeah.
just to preface this really quickly, when we first arrived to China, a lot of the internet was actually uncensored, believe it or
Yeah,
not.
pretty much everything.
So tell me about when you first popped over.
So when I arrived in 2006, I could access everything.
Right,
And actually I was quite impressed because Chinese internet speeds
right,
were a lot faster than back home.
right.
I come from South Africa. We got the worst internet basically in the world. So.
That shocks me, but when you say
Anyway.
South Africa, I kind of get it.
Yeah. Anyway, the thing is, it was pretty good. Internet was, available, a lot easier as
Right.
well. You could find free Wi-Fi almost anywhere in
Right.
restaurants and stuff. And I remember that was still in the days where you had to pay to get Wi-Fi or to get internet cafes and stuff.
Sure,
so
sure.
to me, it was actually really cool.
Right,
And I mean, I signed up to Facebook in China
Right.
for the first time. I signed up to YouTube in China for the first time because these things only came along after I'd already arrived in China.
Sure.
You know.
let me tell you how censorship could have potentially ruined my entire relationship.
Okay.
When I first came to China, Facebook was not blocked, like we just mentioned, right? Facebook and YouTube. So I was able to put little clips up of my first little motorcycle trips and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
when I met my wife in the supermarket,
Yeah.
she only gave me her name. She wouldn't give me her number. So
Right.
I looked her up randomly. I looked her up on Facebook, and I found her.
Okay.
Right? So imagine if it was just blocked, because I didn't have a VPN after they blocked
Sure,
it for
sure.
a long time. And there's a reason that was, and we're going to get into that now. So what is a VPN first off? You're the tech guy.
Oh, it's just a virtual private network. It's pretty simple to break it down into layman's terms.
Layman's.
Yeah, layman's. Anyway, layman's terms. You basically connect to somebody else's computer overseas, and that computer browses for you and finds all the information, and then just passes it back to you.
Right.
So you're not connecting directly to, the website. You're connecting to the website through someone else's computer.
Sure, absolutely. So it's kind of like you can hide in another country while you are using your own internet, right?
Yeah.
And that's the very reason that they work in China to get over the Great Firewall of China, right?
Yeah.
This crazy thing about this is that people think, oh, I've used a UK IP address, so now I'm immediately going to be able to get over the firewall.
Yeah.
China's not dumb.
No.
They know how to block VPNs. They know how to stop VPNs.
Yeah.
They know how to kind of quash them, but they allow them for a specific reason. What's that?
Well, okay, some businesses need.
Right.
Okay, well, first of all, Chinese companies, in order to compete with international companies, they need to have Facebook accounts, Twitter accounts.
Right.
They need to do advertising on foreign platforms
Sure.
that are all blocked in China. So they get access for that reason.
Right.
Number one. Number two, so that they can steal intellectual property and,
Sure.
and that kind of thing. They need to be able to go out there and actually see what's there so they can
Right.
copy it, right?
Right.
So everything that's blocked. I mean, you might think I'm, exaggerating this, but
No.
I worked for Tencent,
Sure.
and well, at the time, and I was training some sort of managers and stuff, and they actually told me they have an entire department. All they do is they look up popular Google products
Sure.
and whatever, Yahoo, give any kind of internet company.
Right.
They look them up, the ones that are popular, they go on and they reverse engineer them, and then they develop a homegrown version. That's what they do. That's their job, like this
Right.
entire department.
Right.
So they need access to all these Google Home and stuff, because obviously that's all blocked in China.
Right.
So if you want to see how Alexa works, for instance, you need to have access to it.
Right.
So yeah. So VPNs are used by big companies.
Right.
Certain foreign companies get like an exemption where they can also have a VPN,
Sure.
but only big companies, probably like the Sheraton and stuff.
Right.
You know.
Right. Another really funny bit is that recently, with all the soft power that the Chinese government's been pushing,
Yeah.
they also, like you said, they need to be able to access social media. So
Yeah.
even though it's illegal for Chinese people to use Twitter,
Yeah.
illegal for them to use YouTube and Facebook, the government has all of these social media accounts
Yeah,
within China.
you can find a Communist Party Youth League Twitter account, for
Right.
instance. That kind of
I
thing.
find that very hypocritical.
It's ridiculous.
But
Yeah.
that's not what we're talking about today.
No.
What we're talking about today is actually which one, like kind of the evolution of the VPN. So there's been
Yeah.
a few videos that we've done about what VPN you should use. Oh no, they're cracking down, you're not going to be able to use them anymore, all this kind of stuff, right?
啊，谢谢。
哦，谢谢谢谢。
这个是肥牛串儿。
飞牛串啊。
对，你没有点，但是这个是我们店特色。
好，
是吗？
谢谢谢谢。
感谢感谢。
So we
Oh,
got some
yeah,
chores,
you're gonna
dude.
dig into this, yeah.
Little afternoon chore.
Right in the beginning, when the Great Firewall came along and blocked everything, nobody was prepared for it, right? VPNs existed, but they were only used by sort of corporations and stuff for security reasons, really.
Right.
So there were no commercially available VPNs like Astral or Express or any of these. I was in a very sort of fortunate position because one of my friends is an electronics engineer, and he actually had a server set up, and he had a VPN set up for just for playing around. And so he let me use his VPN. So I could still upload to YouTube where nobody else could.
Right.
That's one of the reasons why I am the original China vlogger, is because when people wanted to start at that time, because that's when it was getting popular, nobody could, because they couldn't upload. But I could. So I just kept uploading. It was harder, it took a lot more work, but I kept uploading, you know? Anyway, certain companies came into the market. I was even approached, me and my friend, my electronics engineer friend, were actually approached by an American guy who wanted to like license our VPN and start selling it.
Right.
But by that point, you had companies like ExpressVPN, ViperVPN,
Right.
et cetera, et cetera.
Big ones, yeah.
Maybe you can explain what those companies are exactly.
So those companies operate usually on some sort of free island nation abroad where they set up massive, massive servers. And they allow basically internet pipelines around the world for people within China or anywhere really to pay for a service like every month, right?
Yeah.
And you're on there, you pick your server, and basically you're able to uncensor the internet. And I didn't use a commercial in the beginning. Believe it or not, the first ones, you talked about this timeline of VPNs. The first ones that I was able to use during that dark period were these Chinese ones, Chinese developed ones. There was actually one developed by the FG. It was called FreeGate. You remember that one?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That was
used to always pop up like adverts, like propaganda every time you connected. I remember that, yeah.
And so that was the one that people used within China. It was fairly well known, and then it got shut down. Then you had ones like, I don't know, it would be like Free China VPN or something, and it would have ads, and it would open your computer up to vulnerabilities, and they were really crap. The free ones were a no-go.
Yeah, they're a bad idea.
Yeah, so when the commercial ones came out, it was actually a much more convenient, faster way. Remember how slow they used to be, too?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it used to take me 13 hours to upload like a 500 to 1 gigabyte file.
Right.
And it was just ridiculous.
Sure.
You know?
Anyway, the Astro went down, right?
Yeah.
And that was a big blow because I feel like almost everyone, including me and my friends, were using Astro at that point because it was so reliable.
Yeah.
And then it disappeared when we called it, right?
Yeah, I mean, remember, there was a whole controversy because Astral was then the one that everybody started to use. It was the most reliable for a very long time.
Right.
And then it went down, and Astral sent out that message to everyone, like, don't be part of the dumb clubs. Don't tell.
It was a meme at that point.
Yeah, because basically, and this is another reason why we never answer when people ask, like, hey, how do you guys access YouTube? How do you upload? We don't say which VPN we use, because then the government minders that are watching this video are going to go and say, oh, that's the VPN we got to shut down.
Right.
We got to shut these guys down. So they will then target whatever we're using, which is why we don't talk about it.
Sure.
I've been using ExpressVPN for a very long time,
Right.
but in tandem with about 3 or 4 other VPNs.
Right.
ExpressVPN has just gone down. They've got some big issue they're trying to work out at the moment. It's just one of those things. And on the phone, it goes down all the time. I can't use it on my phone anymore.
Right.
I can use it on the computer, but on the phone when I'm out in public, works sometimes, but most of the time not.
Right.
Super, super frustrating because I need to check my Facebook comments my YouTube comments, my Facebook messages. And the thing is, Similk, remember, you actually let me use your Astral account. You signed me in because I don't have a credit card.
Right.
That's the thing. I didn't ever have a credit card in South Africa. When I moved to China, it's so difficult for a foreigner to get a credit card in China. It's not even worth mentioning.
Right.
If you don't have one back home, you're screwed.
Right.
So all of these companies like Astral, Express, you need a credit card in order to, sign up. So I've always had to run to you or one of my other American friends and say, hey, can I give you cash and you help me sign up for this VPN because I don't have a credit card. It's so frustrating.
Right. So anyway, in doing research, thank you, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm just eating them because they're so good.
In doing research for this entire video, there are a ton of VPNs out there. There's free ones, there's paid ones. So we were able to try out a lot of these VPNs because we've had to bounce around uploading videos, right?
Yeah.
really awesome thing is that there's this one called NordVPN, which actually sponsored this video. And this is the first sponsorship we've ever gotten on ADVChina because it's relevant. So remember you were saying that you couldn't use you don't have a credit card, right?
It's so frustrating. I hate it because if you want to buy anything online, I'm stumped.
Right.
But yeah.
So the good thing about NordVPN is actually you can use any payment method, right? You can use cryptocurrency if you're so inclined, right? You can use a PayPal, which you can tie to a Chinese bank account.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, that's the thing is, I do have a PayPal account.
Right.
And that's one thing that I was able to open.
Right.
But yeah, cryptocurrency, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's vaporware to me, but
right.
Yeah, anyway.
But I'm saying
so you can
options,
use it,
right?
yeah.
So after using all the different VPNs and stuff, the reason that we were happy to accept the sponsorship was because we liked how it worked, right? Yeah. We tried the servers mobile and on the computer. Most of them seem to work, and that's not a guarantee that they will always work, right? No. But they seem to work a little bit better than usual. And like you were saying, for people that don't really know what a VPN is or how to use it and all this kind of stuff, there's a freaking map on it. Yeah. You can pick anywhere in the world that you want to go, right? And that's really cool.
Actually something I wanted to bring up because the only reason why I would accept a sponsor here on ADVChina is if I thought it was something useful for our subscribers, right? Any of our subscribers that are planning to visit China, planning to live or move to China, you need a VPN. There's just no two ways about it. And you can't go wrong with Nord because, like you said, it's easy to pay for, it's easy to use.
Right.
So the thing is, like, VPNs are useful for a bunch of things, not only just to get over the Great Firewall, right? Number one, I remember you signed up for Netflix, remember? We couldn't access Netflix because Netflix is blocked in China. It's not allowed. But through the VPN, if we connected to an American server, it kind of tricked the computer into thinking that it's in America and we could watch Netflix.
That turned into a massive binge because we have literally been we have been dry for all this kind of
exactly.
stuff.
So, I mean, it's useful for kind of changing your region.
Right.
So, if you want to access certain websites, even if you want to access China from outside,
you can go to the Hong Kong server.
Yeah, the Hong Kong server, and it changes things. That's one thing. But also, we travel a lot.
Right.
Never mind. We're planning an India trip very soon. We've just been through Taiwan.
Right.
We've got all these different places that we go to. And, when you're going to a foreign country and you're using some random free Wi-Fi in a cafe or something, it's actually quite dangerous.
Right.
A VPN basically has a secure encrypted connection. So people can't just snoop your data and, get your bank passwords or whatever.
It's kind of like if you had a house and there's a massive fence around it, right?
Yeah.
A burglar is not going to pick your house first if everything else is wide open, right?
Mm-hmm.
But why foreign countries? What about if I just go to some stranger's house and I use their Wi-Fi? What if they're just taking all my data? You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
What if I go to a random cafe in the West? It's the same thing, right?
That's true.
What's the point of not being secure at that point? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
One thing I found a really good application for is that even when you're abroad in other countries, if you use a VPN and change your location, you can get better airline ticket deals.
Oh, really?
Because you're region-based, right?
Oh.
So it actually goes based on the IP address of where you are to give you the rate. And I've gotten better plane ticket deals from that, which is kind of cool.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, yeah. Right, guys, so why we've decided to accept the sponsorship is, like I said, every time I find something that my subscribers for Serpent ZA and our subscribers through ADVChina can benefit from, I'm more than willing to put it forward. And NordVPN has actually given us an offer.
Right.
So you'll get 75% off. That's big. That's not like, get a 10% bargain or 5%.
Right.
75% off, a 3-year plan.
Yeah, and you also get a month free when you sign up.
Yeah.
But you got to use nordvpn.com/ADVChina.
Yeah, there we go.
Really cool because it's something we use every day.
Yeah, it's good for us. It's good for you. So anyone who's in China, anyone who's planning to go to China, or even if you're just one of those guys who's really paranoid about who's snooping on your data or whatever, or if you want to download torrents or something. No, it didn't say that. Never mind. You know what I mean?
Just you're concerned about general safety in general.
They've got 61 countries with thousands of servers.
Yeah, and they're updated every week.
Yeah,
which is awesome. That's what keeps them from getting shut down as much as some of the other companies, which is why I like it.
Exactly. So it's a good deal.
Right.
That's why we want to bring it to you, and that's why we accepted their sponsorship for this video. So guys,
Right, and you can go to a different country and see what's trending on YouTube in that country, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, and see adverts in a different language. Yeah, exactly. It's kind of cool. If you connect to the Hong Kong VPN, all the adverts are in Cantonese, and they've got like Hong Kong movie stars and stuff.
Right.
It's kind of fun.
I want to say thanks to NordVPN. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
It was fun chatting with them. Even
Yeah.
like they're aware of what we do. We're aware of what they do, and it's a good, nice little relationship.
Yeah.
But and I want to say thank you so much, guys, for sticking around with this video. Now you know how we upload our videos in China.
Yeah, we use a VPN, and we use various different VPNs, but it looks like from now on we'll be sticking mostly to NordVPN because so far it's been
Nice
working.
speeds.
Well, I mean, look, in all honesty, it's been working good. It's
Yeah.
been working really well. And we're both very experienced when it comes to using VPNs.
That's for sure.
I'm using it myself, so go ahead and
Me too.
check it out, links below, etc. And thanks for, putting up with us having sponsors.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah. Sure.
So anyway, just like NordVPN, we'd like you guys to, as always, stay awesome.